They knew it was impossible. Even though copyright-protected material was in it, they still wanted it copyrighted for WCReplays.com, Remind, Downware, and Systemshark. The men who fought for balance and peace are back for a bloody revenge.
This AC is copyrighted by WCReplays.com.
Hi all, this is Systemshark and I'm bringing to you this audio commentary for WCReplays.com. Thank you very much to everybody who sent in intros to me. I got a few of them, so whatever I use this round, I'm going to use another one the next time. And if you still have intros and copyrights for me, I definitely need you to do the copyright part of it too, because that's the big part that I don't like doing. Just go ahead and send them or give me a PM on the WCR forums. My name is Systemshark, and let me know that you got an intro or copyright made for me, and I'll include it in my audio commentaries. I really like doing this. I know it was a big hit with Cecil's audio commentaries, so hopefully we can start bringing that back and get the community more involved in the audio commentaries, which I really like. So go ahead and get the replay, the first replay file, synced up at the 1 minute and 5 second mark at 1x speed, fog of war off, and I'm going to be looking at the humans base, who's going to be in the northeast position. So that's what I'm going to be looking at initially, but we're going to kind of jump around. So this is going to be between Kiwikaki and Shriek. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this game. This was from the Blizzard Ladder Season 4 US qualifiers that were recently played in New York City. I actually saw a bunch of the commentaries, the shoutcast that Bunny did from another website. I'll see if I can link to that in the zip file so you guys can check those out too, because she did a really great job doing the shoutcast on it. I think one of these matches, I think maybe the second replay I'm doing on audio commentary on, might have been shoutcasted by her. I'm not sure, but so anyway, maybe you get two different perspectives on it. This first game, it's going to be Orc vs. Human, and it's on a very common map that was played during the Season 4 qualifiers there in New York, which was Twisted Meadows. This is probably the most popular map played after the elimination phase of all the maps. This is the map that most of the players kind of settle on to play either first or second, so a lot of replays on Twisted Meadows from that event. Should be noted that the top 4 players from that event are going on to Germany, and I forget who the top 4 players are. I believe Kiwikaki made it, because he beat Shriek in these. This is the from the 8-man playoff. I know Quasi made it, and two of the other Verge guys. Forget their names at the moment. You can all look it up on Battle.net, they're all there. I'll see if I can add that in the end, maybe as a post-audio thing. So I've talked long enough. You guys should have gotten to the 1 minute and 5 second mark on the first replay. Pause there, 1x speed, fog of war off, and I'm on the human perspective, which is Verge Shriek. And before we get it unpause 1 second, I want to talk a little bit about what Shriek has done here. You may have noticed that Shriek already has his altar up, and his Archmage is over a quarter of the way getting summoned here. And you also notice that he's got 2 peons, or peasants, speed building his barracks, and in a second, as soon as his barracks is completed, he's going to send one of those peasants to work on the farm that's newly constructed right next to it. This is a really kind of non-cookie cutter way of doing it. I've seen a few pros speed build things like this, speed build like that in a few games, but this is the first time I've actually, I guess, really seen it work properly and see exactly how to do it. So if you're looking for a new way to start a build order as human versus orc, maybe it works for those other races too. You definitely see this being effective, especially on this map where the main purpose of it is to fast creep the Goblin Laboratory with your militia and footmen. So you want to be able to get your hero out and your starter footmen before the enemy, in this case the orc enemy, is going to be able to scout you out and instantly go to the Goblin Laboratory and try to harass you and stop you from doing this. So by speed building, it gives you the opportunity to easily creep out the Goblin Laboratory on Twisted Meadows and get your items. So go ahead, and we're going to get it on pause now so we can watch it happen now that I kind of gave it away a little bit. We're going to unpause now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. Alright, got the game on pause now. Still at 1x speed, you're seeing it's a little bit slower. You'll notice that Kiwikaki has sent out a scout peon. This scout peon is actually going to find Shriek in the first location, which is maybe a little bit lucky for him, obviously. That if he would have maybe been a little bit delayed in finding him, it would have been a little bit more difficult for him to do some harassment. You notice he's also opting for the Farseer, and he's obviously going to be going for Wolves first. Wolves first in any matchup are usually the standard for Farseer. They're used for scouting and harassment. Definitely a good tool to use at any point in the game. I actually just learned something recently from my orc game is I normally level Chain Lightning first, especially when I go Tauren Chieftain second, because I want to have level 2 Chain Lightning and like level 1 or Shockwave near my tier 2 push. But I found out it's more effective to get level 2 wolves, because the critical strike really is more. The critical strike and level 2 wolves are a little bit more effective than having that level 2 chain lightning. So notice the peon has scouted out. Kiwikaki's peon has scouted out Shriek's creeping of this goblin laboratory, and he's immediately bringing his Farseer and his starter grunt, everything with him, to try to put a little bit of harassment on Shriek here. Shriek was just able to kill off the goblin or the rock golem, and he got Rune Rune Bracers, which is really nice versus an orc who's going Chain Lightning and Shockwave. It'll reduce the damage of those on it. But you notice that this footman that took about half damage from the creeps is now being chased down by the Farseer and 2 wolves. The 2 wolves are going to be chasing this past the gold, or past the human's gold line. And although he did summon some militia to try to fend off this, the footman was just too low and in a bad position, so he lost the footman. And now he's also going to lose this militia. This peasant there. So very good move by Kiwikaki there. Was able to resummon his wolf, so he didn't risk giving the human player any experience. Didn't risk giving Shriek any experience by doing that, and was also able to kill off an early footman and one of those militia. Definitely a good move. Here's another move. He's not giving up. Kiwikaki's being very relentless. I want you to see how much pressure he's putting on the human. This is keeping the human in tier 1, while the orc player is now kind of probably like a quarter of the way to tier 2. So all this harassment is stopping the human player from creeping and gaining a level advantage over him, and also keeping him in tier 1, which is slowing down the human's tech progression. Right now, Shriek has got a good amount of footmen now. He's a little bit safer to go out and creep if you wanted to, but I would see here Kiwikaki is not giving up his harassment. He hasn't done enough. He thinks he's going to constantly be in Shriek's face and not allowing him to creep and get any type of level advantage. Really, really good micro here. During a replay, if you don't already, try holding Alt so you can see the hit points of all the units, and you'll see which units players tend to focus on more, usually on lower HP units. So if you're looking at, trying to decide what targets to hit in your own game, or which targets to micro, you can definitely see what the pros are doing by holding Alt during the replay, so you can kind of get a good idea on why maybe they chose to hit that target over another target. Just a little bit of back and forth here. Really doing a good job of kind of doing some surrounds, and he's most important thing that you can notice here about Kiwikaki's harass is he's not losing a lot of his units. He's maybe lost 1 wolf and maybe 2 wolves during all this, and he's just basically keeping the Archmage low and trying to keep the footman low on low HP. He's just, again, stopping him from creeping. He's in kind of a bad position here. He took a lot of heavy hits from Kiwikaki. He took a lot of heavy hits from the footman, and he didn't quite get the Archmage down enough hit points. So the Archmage now summoning another water elemental, trying to cut off the Farseer here. It's really low HPs. Generally, if you have a level 1 hero and you're about to die, I generally don't waste the teleport. But in this type of situation, the pro games, they definitely see it's worth the investment. He does not want to wait for his Farseer to come back, although it would come back relatively quickly. If he would have had to res his Farseer at that point, that would have meant a delayed Torn Chieftain, and also he would have had to buy that, or sorry, no, he wouldn't have had to buy it because he would have lost it. So it's just, he's kind of basically sacrificing that 350 gold, which if he had that at this point, he might have been able to start building his. Actually, no, he doesn't have that much money anyway, so he couldn't have been able to. He wouldn't have been able to buy off that Scroll Town portal anyway. Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place here, and I'm kind of giving you guys some misinformation, but hopefully you guys get the point. Again, Kiwikaki just keeping this pressure on. If it seems like shoutcasting a little bit, I'm sorry, but you really got to understand how this pressure is done, and the good moves that Kiwikaki